Hello there. Kyle Katarn here.
And the Bendu.
Coming back for another reaction to Star Wars.
The Bad Batch.
Episode 12?
Yes, episode
12. First and foremost, shout out to Nerd Chronic, who edits these reactions for us and sneaks them past the Disney blockade.
Yes, sir, the Force
It's a good
is
job.
with you.
Someone's got to do it, because I know I'm not going to do it.
We've tried.
Thank you. We've tried everything, man, and you are the solution to our problem, so thank you. It feels like we're in the middle of a two-parter. Hera's parents have been, like, black-bagged by the Empire, basically. Attempted assassination charges for Orn Free-Taw.
Right.
Some heavy shit.
Right.
Yeah.
50% whether or not this episode will, directly continue on.
I think it will. I hope it will.
What's the planet called again?
Ryloth. We're on Ryloth.
I almost said Rafa for a second.
No, that's the Martez sister.
Right.
That's Trace's sister.
That's true. Or it could be a little bit more Bad Batch heavy, or this could just be the leeway for the Bad Batch.
Well, I think both.
To be more...
I think part 2 of Ryloth, and in this, Hera's gonna get the Batch to help because she met them. She met Omega,
which could mean we get more Crosshair action.
I hope
with
so.
his busted ass head.
Speaking of Crosshair, we have a Patreon poll.
Yeah. So, just like we kind of put out there at the end of the episode, we asked, with only 5 episodes left in the series, do you think Crosshair will be redeemed?
Dun dun dun.
12 people, only 12 people said yes, and 23 people said no. So thankfully we had a lot more people able to participate in this poll, but we also put this one out a little bit more on time.
Yeah, 35 votes. I think that's a pretty healthy split. We can see what the people say here, and it sounds like most of them are saying no.
Yeah.
Which actually kind of surprises me because you think that, Star Wars, like, the redemption story is kind of baked into the fabric of Star Wars. We see it all the damn time. Mm-hmm. That, like, you would kind of naturally assume
that's where they're going
that someone who started off as a protagonist and then fell from grace is going to have some kind of a redemption. But that might not always be the case, and we don't necessarily need it every time. Let's take a look at some comments. Torfin Rossfield says, yes, but I don't think he will survive it.
Ooh, so he might not even live through the end of the season?
Little dark, but I don't think you're wrong. If redemption is a huge part of Star Wars, so is sacrifice. In fact, sacrifice is almost always part of that redemption. So if Crosshair, lays down his life to save the rest of the batch or something, I'd be good with that.
See, I was thinking the opposite, where it's going to be like The Hobbit, where the pale orc fucking dies and under the frozen waterfall lake, and Thorin dies. In the meantime, what if Hunter dies? What if Hunter dies?
Hunter and Crosshair take each other out. Oh man, you just made it even darker. Even darker.
Just have a Thorin Oakenshield situation.
If they go there, I'll be really impressed with them for having the balls to do that in a Disney Plus show, first and foremost. But that would make me really sad. I'd be really sad if that was the ending.
That would wreck Omega.
Bring him down.
Drunk James Bond says, I don't think he will for one reason. I think he's the prototype or first version of the Death Trooper, which is something you've said before.
Yep.
I'm wondering if the Empire will make him somewhat of a lead-by-example person, and he would train the first batch of Death Troopers.
Oh man, if that's how we end Crosshair's story is with him just in a room full of proto Death Troopers, that would be cool. That would be a sweet way to end his story if in fact he does not get redeemed. Yeah. Darth Chewie says, did you guys forget episode 3? He murdered all those civilizations, and the guy is 100% lawful evil. Repeat after me, good soldiers follow orders. This is a good point. This is a guy who has ordered flamethrowers to be used on civilians. He said aim for the kid,
twice.
And even before the chip got activated, he was kind of a prick. It is known.
Truth.
So there are plenty of reasons why maybe even if the chip gets deactivated, maybe that wouldn't be enough for him.
He's just Ultron through and through.
Exactly. Brian Jensen says, I thought he would before the last episode due to a malfunction in the chip from the engine blast. Yeah, I thought the ion might do something to the technology too. But in Devil's Deal, he had what looked like an incision near the chip site, so I think the Kaminoans would be well aware of his chip malfunctioning if they hadn't already replaced it.
Or the Empire medics did something to it.
Someone patched him up for sure. Has there ever been an instance of Kaminoans replacing a chip? Taking out an inhibitor chip? Sure. Putting a fresh one in, after the clone has matured? Has that ever happened?
That's some Terminator shit.
Yes, yes, it is. I don't think it's ever happened.
No, I was gonna say Empire-wise though, like Crosshair's leading officer like is completely feeding into his homicidal tendencies.
Yeah, so he's an enabler for sure.
Yeah. Joseph Cormer says, I think he will survive and continue on in the Empire, either the start of the Death Trooper program or maybe even Shadow Troopers.
Yes, Shadow Troopers.
A new covert ops team that we haven't heard about yet. I mean, in
Shout out to Jedi Outcast at Jedi Academy for the Shadow Troopers, man.
Right, in season 2 of The Mandalorian, I mean, it was one of the Empire or Imperial scientists who were like, yeah, no, the last remnant
Dr. Pershing
of the Death Troopers was we just had to eliminate the human factor.
They so,
flipped
they
were totally cyborgs.
Yep.
They were totally fucking cyborgs at some point.
Phase 2. Phase 2 would be cyborgs, because Phase 1 would be people in suits. Phase 2 would be augmented people in suits, aka cyborgs, cybernetic enhancements. And then 3, they took out the human element, and it's just fully cybernetic robots, which is the opposite way that it was in the games. Yeah, I mean, like, they are slowly building to that. If Crosshairs just keeps getting injured like this and slowly disfigured, then, like, it's a pretty safe bet that that's what it's building to. I agree with that. Mr. Napcake says, no, and I hope not. Honestly, I'd like to see him be more of a bad guy before the idea of redemption even crosses his mind. I also think it'd be an interesting dilemma if he genuinely wanted to serve the Empire even without the chip's influence. That kind of plays into what that other guy was saying as well, that like we've seen him kind of be kind of a
He's being enabled.
And he has kind of like some fascist tendencies just in his personality even before the chip came about. So it's possible that he wouldn't want to, betray the Empire even if his chip did come out.
Plus,
in terms of yes,
stuff to do in season 2.
It's true. We do need more. But is there a season 2? Has season 2 been confirmed? I thought that. See, I thought the stakes were super high because I thought that this was going to be a limited run show because the window in which to tell the story was so limited. There could be a season 2, but if there isn't, then having him be more of a bad guy before the idea of redemption crosses his mind. We only got 4 episodes left after this. Like, if there's going to be a redemption, it's going to have to start soon. I think.
I swear to God, though, if he becomes Dengar, and these Dengar people,
he's not gonna become Dengar.
They just retcon that shit.
He's not. Dengar exists in the Clone Wars. If Dave Filoni starts retconning Dave Filoni stuff, that'll be the day that like shit gets crazy. That'll be when the multiverse rips open Star Wars.
George Lucas did it. He put more CGI animals inside the original trilogy.
It's true.
He's like, my vision is not complete.
Filoni studied under the master Lucas. What if Filoni starts special editioning his own Filoni properties? That honestly, that would be hilarious. I would find that really funny if he started doing that. Nix the Gnome
gives us his own version of Visionaries. That would be amazing.
I'm down. Nix the Gnome says, I think he will be redeemed, but I fear it will be through a hero's death. Yep, the sacrifice. We're coming back to that. My reasoning is that at the beginning of the series, there were several times where Omega was very adamant that Crosshair couldn't help it or it wasn't his fault. She even tried comforting him in the brig. I feel like this must be foreshadowing or maybe just wishful thinking. No, I don't think it's wishful thinking. I think that was absolutely foreshadowing. No interactions that we're seeing, like it's something as written, as scripted as this, nothing is coincidental. Like it's all planting seeds for things that are going to come to fruition later.
This is true. Or
I think that there will
completely building up for him to do something completely out of character.
Sure. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's foreshadowing his redemption. It could simply be foreshadowing like the Batch's attempt to save him, and it could all fall apart and he could not be redeemed still. But it could still be foreshadowing that interaction is going to take place. So, I really don't know which way it's going to go, honestly. I think he will be redeemed because I think that they are still following a somewhat traditional Star Wars archetype format, but I would prefer for him not to be redeemed because I think that is the bolder story to tell and the riskier story to tell, and we have a long trend of having Imperial characters that get any sort of perspective lingering on them. They always turn into fucking rebels. Like every time.
This is true.
And there was a galaxy full of people who didn't become rebels, and we never seemed to spend any time learning about them. And so if Crosshair does double down and become just like a Death Trooper or just like a lifelong Imperial, I would respect them for making that choice. Reese Hart says, hear me out, but the question I would have would be, would it be right to remove his chip at this point? Rex and Wrecker, after getting the chip removed, were pretty messed up at the realization of what they'd tried to do to Ahsoka and Omega, respectively. Think of the mental impact removing the chip would have on Crosshair with all the properly messed up stuff that he's been forced to do at this point, like slaughtering those unarmed rebels.
Nah,
see that?
I think he'd be fine.
That speaks to nature versus nurture, you know? How much of it was the chip and how much of it is Crosshair's just kind of being a dick to start with? Like, aim for the kid. Did aim for the kid come from the chip, or did aim for the kid come from Crosshair being like, I will follow orders to the letter and ethics be damned?
I mean, he is the sniper of the group.
He is the sniper of the group. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is a really nuanced question, and it's actually pretty thoughtful. Like, is it like what is the ethical ramifications of removing a chip and allowing someone to experience like horrific acts that they committed when they were under some form of like mental duress?
I mean, Bucky let us see that when he did all the Winter Soldier shit.
Yeah,
but
I don't know, man. I mean, like I've watched documentaries about like people who are in prison who like snap and go into like a fugue state and like murder their whole family, and then like they learn about what they did afterwards. It's like sitting in a cell and it like just completely destroys them. And I wouldn't wish that emotional experience on it. Though. Well, sure.
Is Crosshair a good person before?
Well, regardless of whether he's a good person, you are voluntarily putting someone in that state of mental anguish, and it's the ethical ramifications of that. It's not really about whether they deserve it. It's about you having. You have set it in motion yourself, so now
taking away his excuse to be able to do shit.
Well, for sure, but the responsibility is now on you because you have put him in that position. So, like, is it right to do that? Reese Hart, that's a really good question. I like that. And the last comment we have is from Jason. I kind of feel like he lost his chance at redemption when he uttered the phrase "aim for the kid."
Twice.
Yeah, no, you can't really bounce back from that.
He said aim for the kid about Omega, and he said aim for the kid about Hera. Like, he's tried to kill kids twice.
he just likes some kid killing. Once you cross the child killing line, it is hard to come back. I would like to see him redeemed, but then again, he is so much fun to hate. I will point out
he's so Bond villain.
Famous child killer Anakin Skywalker did have a full redemption. Got to go up to Force Heaven, hang out with the Ewoks in hologram.
That's true.
And I mean, he still had the tarnished legacy of Darth Vader, and like, you know, people spit on his grave for generations. But Anakin still got to go to Jedi Heaven after killing a bunch of kids.
It's true.
I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that Crosshair could be forgiven even after, you know. But he didn't successfully kill the kids. Also worth pointing out. Not that he didn't try. He's still a dick. Cool. Well, without further ado, let's find out what happens with Hera, her stunning parents, the Bad Batch, her new friend Omega. Hopefully this has a nice conclusion and we're not, like, you know, choking and crying at the end of this.
Right? Because
because very dark things could happen.
There's 4 episodes left, so if they were to, like, have this be the second
including
part
this, or is this the 5th?
This is 12 out of 16.
Okay, so yeah.
So...
Okay.
Yeah, so that leaves 4 more episodes for its final, like, potential little story.
I'm getting real nervous, man. I'm getting real nervous because I don't know what to expect. Awesome. Well, we're going to dive into this. This reaction has been trimmed down to 10 minutes long to comply with the MCA and all that jazz. If you want to check out the full-length version of this reaction, head over to patreon.com/Kyle Katarn channel. Alrighty, and without further ado, Bad Batch Episode 12. Do it!
Cham Syndulla, the liberator of Ryloth. Now the traitor of Ryloth. Your loyal followers will be even easier to deal with. Your daughter, too.
Watch it.
Surely you know.
Dude, did you see the clone go full murder for a second?
Tell us where she is, and I will ensure she is returned to you safely.
I have seen how you treat your allies, Admiral. I prefer to be your enemy.
Yeah, you tell him.
Have it your way.
Hauser's so ashamed of himself. You should be, man.
I kind of like Hauser. Everyone likes Hauser.
It's because he's all
no
stupid
fucking reason.
And sexy.
Sir, the people are not insurgents.
Look at this. Full mobilization.
That blast didn't come from Cham or his fighters.
Then please enlighten me. Who is responsible?
Man, don't pull a Ned Stark here, dude.
Leave the thinking to me, Captain. You have your orders.
Captain Doogie Howser is in some dangerous waters. Hey, easy on the merchandise.
Gonki's prime power source won't fully charge. I'm fixing it.
You can't. He's a defective unit.
Hey.
Hunter,
Don't worry, we're defective too.
We are receiving a recorded
I
transmission.
was gonna say,
shitty!
I was gonna say that's gonna circle back around, and it happened immediately.
He can never have a full battery. That's rough.
That's just like my cell phone. I hate it so much.
I'm sending coordinates. Please hurry. I need your help.
You gave her our comm channel.
For emergency.
Total Leia pose.
It's a big galaxy. We can't put ourselves on the line every time someone's in trouble.
Come on, man, be a good role model.
Isn't that what soldiers do?
Ah, she's got you there.
What the fuck?
That was some sweet maneuvers.
What the fuck?
I'm just imagining the inevitable video game level where I have to do that. It's gonna suck.
That's like some Utapau level flying.
Care to tell us why the Empire's after you?
Because my father is Cham Syndulla.
Is this cave base where Waxer and Boyle hold up with little Numa in the Clone Wars?
What do you want us to do?
Free my parents from the capital. That's where they're being held. Please? I don't have anyone else to ask.
She's gonna speak for the group.
Let's see what we're up against first. But no guarantees.
They're gonna have I think they're gonna have a talking to.
I think they're gonna realize that they have to say yes, because otherwise Omega and Hera are gonna go off on their own and do it.
The shocking attack on your beloved senator has left you shaken, but Orn Freetar's condition continues to improve, and he will make a full recovery.
Scarred and deformed.
Will answer for their betrayal.
Hunter. Crosshair's here.
Nice. I like that it was Omega that spotted him.
This is a military occupation. Ryloth's not a separatist planet. Exactly my point.
Oh god.
Fuck!
Wait here.
Yeah, Hunter with the fucking...
Nice. We're getting straight up Imperial class Viper droids now. Like a sack of potatoes, man.
Fucking Hunter with the win.
Crosshair's gonna know that one of his probes just went down, though.
Command received a transmission from a probe droid in Sector 5.
I took a knife to the face!
Well, cover's fully blown now. You can recognize Wrecker's shiny bald head from orbit.
There's nothing we can do.
Wait, you can't leave.
I told you, no guarantees. We'll get you off-world and take you someplace safe.
Stop!
What you're asking us to do, it's not worth the risk.
Not to you.
You shouldn't have said that. She's trying to save her family, Hunter. I'd do the same for you.
I knew it. Yep, she's gonna force their hand by going off with Hera, and they're gonna have to go rescue Omega and Hera and the parents.
Clone Force 99 is on Ryloth.
Looking fresh. I like the new cut.
They were spotted near the capital.
I suggest you stay on task, or I will find someone who can.
Damn. Hauser's like, hey, don't look at me. I'm just standing here. He's like, he wants no part of this either.
But he's a reg.
Yeah, it's true.
He'll come around.
Why do you trust him so much?
Because he's my brother.
Brother? Him?
Well, I mean, I guess she's kind of right.
Ryloth is your home. You know it better than us.
Yes. I do.
Nice. Hera's first time planning a heist.
You both attacked an Imperial convoy. What did you think would happen?
We had to protect Hera.
That's what I'm trying to do.
We trusted you, Hauser. I won't make that mistake again.
Ugh.
Damn. Can you blame him?
I know their routine. If we attack there, reinforcements will be diverted from the capital.
We can use that distraction to rescue Hera's parents.
Where is the control console?
Right inside the main gate. It is heavily guarded, but Chopper can slip inside with the other droids and disable the cannons.
Chopper is famously bad at blending in with other droids.
Echo and I will scale the capital wall and free Hera's parents. I guess we'll follow your lead.
Oh, man.
Follow her lead. She's a natural leader.
This could really fuck up.
That's how we used to get into concerts.
This fucking guy.
He's just gonna jump this guy and take his... Oh, yes!
Taser. Straight taser.
Is this Chopper's first kill? Is this where his droid serial killing career began?
We have to help Chopper.
Chopper is going to prison.
I was gonna say, Hera's accent definitely went away after a while.
In the episode of Rebels where Cham comes back and she starts arguing with him, it comes back out again. Which is cool. As someone who grew up with a strong accent and now doesn't have it, I feel it.
I was gonna say, you're clinking kind of loud.
Nice. These vistas.
These buildings are ginormous.
Yeah, they are. I mean, Ryloth has like just aesthetic of like a third world country, but it's actually like got a ton of resources and some pretty huge cities.
But Hera and I are working on it. Just don't shoot down our shuttle.
Wait, what shuttle?
Here we go.
All right, Hera, let's see what you got.
The hell, Omega. Tech needs to know these things.
Oh man,
you guys are fail. Come on, girl.
Yes, yes.
Damn. Oof.
Nice.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Omega,
I love it with Hera's theme flourishing.
hang on.
Damn, Tech.
Damn, threw a little coaxium in there.
Bro, he drifted the ship.
This is easily the coolest Tech's ever been.
He's straight up Tokyo drifting right now. In air.
What are you doing here?
Breaking you out.
I didn't hire them for this.
Hera did.
Hera, where is she? Is she safe?
Let's get the fuck out.
Yeah, let's not have this conversation in the hallway.
The Admiral said to protect the refinery.
That's not their time.
He sees through it.
Then why are they attacking it?
To divert the forces. Crosshair, you clever son of a bantha. I kind of had a feeling he would like understand the tactics straight away and see through this.
The fuck?
Hauser's not part of this rescue, so how is Hauser going to work into this? Is he going to like
he's gonna
confront
himself.
Crosshair and slow him down just enough for them to escape? Like, what's going to happen?
Exactly.
Chap, wait. You're walking into a trap.
Okay, here we go.
Squad out there waiting. I should have stopped this sooner.
Our fight for Ryloth is not over. We will return.
I will not abandon my squad. They're good men. I have to try to get through to them. Go, while there's still time.
Nice, you hear the clone theme?
We're just gonna leave that unsaid? Okay, damn, alright.
He's honoring the ideals of the Republic, and we heard the clone theme one more time. How's moving? Oh, Hauser.
Brothers, what are we doing? We're now being ordered to target the very people we swore to protect, and I will not be a part of it any longer.
Crosshair's gonna shoot him. Oh shit! Oh shit! Okay. Camino Rebellion, here we come.
Arrest those traitors.
It worked. Good job, Hauser.
Fuck you.
They're gonna execute you for this, but good job. You did your duty. Look how many troopers were willing to drop their shields, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I have so many questions about the effectiveness of the chips now and how many chips are activated.
These occupations are happening on other planets besides Ryloth.
I hope to have fought my last war, but our people need us now, more than ever.
I have my own people to look out for.
It will be their fight as much as ours. Come along, Hera.
Trying to figure out how Hera's mom could still die by the end of the episode. Is she gonna trip and break her neck? Is the ship gonna blow up?
We didn't do too bad.
Do you have to go?
For now.
Duh.
But I'm sure I'll see you around. And keep an eye on your brothers. Thanks for believing in me.
She's just like, I don't understand you.
I feel like Omega is slowly getting sadder and sadder the more she experiences the galaxy. Like, she still beholds it all with wonder, but like,
waves,
the shine is wearing off a little bit.
Yo, what are we looking at?
It would seem
the refinery.
I underestimated your four friends.
Oh, duh.
Request permission to hunt them down.
Granted.
Oh.
Okay.
So that's what the last 4 episodes are
This
gonna
is
be.
intense.
That music, dude. There was like, he was totally head tilting. Like, did you see that shit? That they just like straight animated that.
What do you think that means? Do you think that means that he's wrestling with something, or do you think that he's like 100% dedicated to being a bad guy and killing these guys? Because that's how it feels to me.
Both.
I think that was us seeing him fully like doubling down to be. There's no redemption for Crosshair at this point.
But he's also now accepting that like his brothers are no longer his brothers.
That's true.
And
That's true.
Like, he's now making that wall of like, you are the enemy, this is the enemy, like, this is what we're doing.
There's gonna be massive ramifications for the fact that Hauser was able to get so many clones to question their orders with a simple speech.
Dude, there has to be a big ass prison somewhere now. There has to be some big ass clone prison where like they had to put all the defectors. They probably killed them all.
I don't think the Empire's huge on prisoners when it comes to their military. As I was going to say, I think they killed them. I think they just execute them. They haven't killed these guys yet. We're going to see it happen, and maybe they'll like rescue Hauser, and then he can go fight on Camino.
Still Camino though. 4 episodes, and we still don't know what the fuck is happening on Camino. Pardon my language.
I don't know
I want to know what's going on that planet.
Like I have my thoughts, I have my suspicions. It's based on the 2004 Battlefront or 2005 Battlefront campaign, but none of that is confirmed, and they could go a completely different way. And I'm not going to be disappointed if we don't get that, but I really think that's what they're building for. You know, the fact that we haven't seen Lamasu or Nala Se in a while also makes me wonder what kind of a surprise is going to be waiting for us when we get back to Camino. Mm-hmm. Seeing Hera get to fly was awesome. She actually did a really damn good job.
For her first time.
They took out those turrets. Omega and Hera made a great team.
This is true.
They probably will never see each other again, but if they did, I would love some more like buddy adventures of the two of them.
This is true.
Because they make a good team.
Yeah.
That was awesome. And like, I feel no more sure of what the next 4 episodes are going to bring than I did before I watched this episode. Like, anything could happen.
Except now we like, I don't know, man. Crosshair just keeps nailing those nails, or hammering those nails in the coffin.
Yeah, no, I don't know what's going to happen with Crosshair. Is there going to be redemption? Who the fuck knows at this point? Because he's just getting more and more evil and seems to be doubling down on these choices. But they're still foreshadowing a redemption. So it's like, what's going to happen there? I think we are going to get a succinct and very like final explanation for why we don't see clone troopers running around in the Empire. I think something very bad is going to happen to perhaps all of the clone troopers that the Empire can get their hands on. You know, I think that the Hauser being able to get those clones to drop their shields, I think Rampart's going to interpret that as these regs are all fallible, and we need to just terminate them all because they're liabilities to the Empire.
Yeah. The liability of being able to.
So he's just going to go through and like execute them all, and the only reason why Rex and Gregor and everyone survived is because they already left the Empire by this point, you know.
But then it eventually happens with Finn and like all those other stormtroopers later on, also when they try the indoctrination program. So it's like, Either way,
that's a different thing though, because they're not growing them. They're stealing them as babies, and then
which is even worse.
Basically, like don't try and grow people to be soldiers. Whether we're talking child soldiers or like genes in a vat, like just don't do it. It always ends up really messy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. If you want to check out the full-length version of this reaction, head over to patreon.com/Kyle Katarn channel. You get all kinds of cool perks for supporting the channel, helping us create this content, like full-length reactions, early access, content polls, and a couple of Discord perks as well.
Make sure to stay tuned for those final 4 episodes, because we will be definitely waiting and watching with bated breath.
I'm so hyped. I can't wait to see how this whole thing ends. Yeah. It's going to be so cool.
Leave us questions and comments on what you think will be the conclusion of the series or future series of Star Wars.
Yes, and stay tuned for the Patreon poll. It's going to be posted soon.
And as always,
may the Force be with you.